Okay, here we go. So, let's say you start from zero, right? And the best way to make music and get paid for it, if you got zero, and I mean absolutely zero, would probably be to use YouTube and BandLab and drop songs to see if people will pay for the finished product. And that's if you got absolutely zero. I mean, no money coming in, you got no job, you got nothing. If you have, and when I say nothing, I mean like starting from a phone and the internet. Like, because if you don't have a phone and the internet, you really got nothing. Then you can't really worry about being a musician at that point. You're gonna have to worry about survival. But if you at at least this crossroad to where you got a little bit of something and you're trying to make more, then this is for you. If you got absolutely zero, we're gonna have to come up with another strategy. But if you got access to the internet and you have an iPhone, I'm saying iPhone because I'm using the iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, you got Android. I don't really know about Android like that. I don't know how the quality come on. Nothing. I'm talking about iPhone. So, internet access and BandLab. You can get your music, you get your beats off of YouTube, and a lot of them will say free for nonprofit. All right, if you get a beat that's free for nonprofit, you cannot upload it to Apple or Spotify or Tidal or none of those places because the producer can probably get notified and can take your music away, and you can get a strike from that company saying that you're stealing music. You don't want to be the person that's stealing music. So the first thing you want to do, if you can get some free beats, is you want to put them out for free and see if people can support what you got going on. If not, you're gonna have to just talk to the producers, man. You're gonna have to network. You're gonna have to come up out your shell. I know sometimes a hidden talent can be, sometimes you want to keep hitting, sometimes you want to, show a little bit. Some talent is like, show the world, whatever the case may be. This is for people who trying to make a living off something that they feel is good. So I'm just basically relating to my musicians here. If you feel like you make good music and maybe you're not the biggest entertainer, maybe you don't have, all the showmanship, maybe you might not have a look that you don't think people is going for, but your music is good, this is for you, all right? Been practicing this for a long time, and I kind of figure like if we just do the math and the science behind it, we can make sure that people who see this and people who get this information is able to really capitalize off of something they think is good and something that they know is good, they feel is good. So, you're writing a book, all right, guys? It's gonna be a short book. It's gonna have a very specific schedule in it. It's gonna be able to fit the lifestyle of, I believe, the majority of people who are musically inclined and name a superhero, the Flash. People who are musically inclined and people who want to show that they got a certain skill set that they can hone in at home, and people that can enjoy it. People can enjoy it outside of their home and bring them into their world as a musician. So for me, my talent, my kind of like superpower, it's like I can get a beat, I can make a song out of it, I can make it a bop, and I can make anybody involved feel like they accomplished something. Because when I write, it's like I'm not necessarily a storyteller, but like I like hard hitting punchlines. I like bars. I like bringing the cleverness out of words because all words are connected. And if you start studying Latin and Pig Latin, you recognize where all these words come from. Get a job. Do a freestyle about French toast. I'm about to do either of those things. And that actually the get a job comment is very unique comment right now because this is for uh, the musicians who think that being a musician is not a job. As a matter of fact, it's the hardest job I've ever come close to because it takes, first of all, comments like this and brain power that you have to really dig into the source in order to really achieve. You gotta have God on your side with this. You got to, because if you don't, you get comments like Joe Schmo right here, who deter you from your ultimate path, and your ultimate path is basically whatever you make it. So I figure if you do the science and the math behind it, and you got a strict schedule, and this is a Monday through Friday schedule, then you'll be able to accomplish this the way you want to, basically on your time, and it'll be profitable for you. And so what I'm getting ready to do is I'm gonna do the math. I'm gonna do the exact numbers you need for the exact outcome you need, or the exact outcome that you're looking for. For me, it don't take much, but take a couple thousand a month, and I'll be satisfied. But some people's looking for more. Some people have less expectations for themselves. For me, it's just like I just want to do it, have it be sustainable, and it'll be a full-time thing. It don't have to be part-time. It can be full-time, part-time if you want it, but then you're gonna have to put a little extra pep into your step as far as like, think of somebody like LaRussell, right? LaRussell went in and he said, look, I'm dropping content at least 3-4 times a day, whether it's a new song, an old song, whether it's an ad, whether it's something somebody paid me for, whether it's just a piece of information, whether it's just some of my personal experience, whether it's just anything. And you just say, you post it, you put it out there, somebody's gonna receive it. And what they do with it is basically a reflection of them. If they say they don't like it, I mean, they're not there for you, they're there for them. If they say they do, that mean they're there for you, and they can be there for them at the same time. But basically, anything that you put out there is like a mirror to whoever's watching it. If they like what they see, they interact with it. If you say something that hit them in a specific way, they interact with it. Just put it out there, right? That's the LaRussell. That's the LaRussell, I guess, mode or whatever. And so keep putting it out, and next thing you know, your numbers is gonna increase because your numbers increase with the amount of content you put out. Now, if you want to make it super high quality as well, then that means you're gonna have some different time restraints. So you pretty much just gotta choose your lane. Do you wanna play the numbers game, or do you wanna play the high quality, low quality game? And so that's another strategy that you're gonna have to think about when it comes to picking your lane. Like, do you want to be somebody who does huge numbers and, you know what I'm saying, is able to get in front of millions and millions of people? Or do you want to just be somebody who has, maybe a couple thousand people, a couple thousand dedicated people who are interacting with anything and kind of like sharing your story with you to where it's like family? Or do you want to go again with the big monster? You want to have 1 million people having something to say about what you're doing on your day-to-day basis. You want to have 100 million people You know what I'm saying? If you post a picture with your baby, you want to have half of those people say your baby ugly. You gotta recognize, like, when it comes to showing your face and being the forefront of something, whether it's your business, whether it's your brand, whether it's your music, whether you're doing advertising for other people, even going to work in the morning. If you go to work in the morning and you sit at the front desk, you gotta look a certain way, you gotta act a certain way, you got rules to follow. Like, you're not built to just, you can't be like this. You can't. Some people can't go to work in their PJs and, you know what I'm saying, sit at the front desk and, have a sustainable career. It just don't work like that for everybody. If you have, if you got a job where you gotta dress up professionally every single day, you know what I'm saying, you gotta look a certain way. That means you're gonna need, like, products in the morning to get yourself prepped. It's just like being a musician. I need products in the morning to get myself prepped too. I need mic stand. I need speakers, monitors. I need my gimbal that my phone is on. You know what I'm saying? It's things that you got to do in order to maintain your lifestyle. And it's different. It's different strokes for different folks. Nobody is the same. Everybody is snowflakes out here. So my monitor died. Man, my monitor was acting up on me yesterday, and I don't really know why. It kind of pissed me off. These monitors are not brand spanking new, but they not old either. So I was in the middle of a session, they just stopped working, and it really pissed me off. But anyways, it's different strokes, different folks, man. Everybody has something different going on in their life, and once you really sit down and see, like, that everybody has a different type of experience, then you're really able to tap into the source, because the source of all knowledge and all power, again, I'm gonna say this 100,000 times, is God. So once you really tap into what God got going on for each and everybody's lives, then you kind of get to see, like, okay, there's some people who have certain talents and they don't want to show it because they haven't been working on it. They haven't been confident in it. They haven't been putting the time into nurturing that talent. So when they do that talent, they don't feel like they should be getting paid for it, or they don't feel like they should be doing it on a high level because they haven't put the time in. But then there are other people who really sit down and really try to be creative on a day-to-day basis. And they really try to get their talents honed in, and they try to perfect them, and they try to make it to where it could possibly be profitable for them. And once you really find out that your talent can be profitable, it changes you. A couple years ago, and I'm looking at my heat press, and it's missing a nail right now. I haven't seen that before. I'm tripping. So where that nail could be. Sorry, I just got distracted. So, dang, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, some people find out that their talent can be profitable, and it changes them. So a couple years back, all right. Now keep in mind, I've been writing music, I've been creating music, producing, all of these things for it's been about 20 plus years at this point. And I kind of feel like I'm just getting to where I'm getting in my groove. I can make some music, and it can be profitable for me in the same day. Right? I could drop a song, it could get some plays, I could get, you know what I'm saying, a certain amount of money from it. And it just be a thing that happens because I've been working on my talent for so long. But some people, they networking is better. Some people are more outgoing. Some people are more dedicated. And you got to know that. You got to know everybody has a different type of experience. But at the same time, don't be like Joe Schmo and try to knock people when somebody is kind of coming into their self or coming into their talent to where like they feel like it could be profitable, or they feel like it could be replaced by or it could replace a quote unquote 9 to 5 job. Because basically, as human beings, all we're doing is helping each other survive every single day. And most people, they kind of underestimate the power that music has, because music is pretty much embedded in every aspect of our lives, to the point where it makes us feel comfortable about being alive. And when I noticed, like, okay, my music is basically helping people live. Like, anybody can have a job doing pretty much anything. Some people's jobs could be considered more important than everybody's, right? If the president could have a job that could be more important to some people than actually being a musician. But just think about the way music makes you feel on a day-to-day basis, right? Some people wake up to music, whether it's their alarm clock or, you know what I'm saying, they got some music to play as their alarm. You know, so when you get in your car to drive to work, you listening to music. Probably when you at work, you listening to music. Coming home from work, you listening to music. You know what I'm saying? Being around your kids, just in the grocery stores, probably music playing. You go to the gas station, it's music playing. Like, music is everywhere. And some people, like, kind of down people who make music because they think like it's such an easy thing to do, which it can be if it's a natural talent to you. But it's like, I don't know, man. Musicians get it bad. Musicians get it bad because some people feel like making music is not as important as doing other things, which is why if you go on this channel here, you see music is not the only thing I do. Music is, yes, it's a very big part of my life, but this summer, me and the homies actually started a I won't even say we started a company. We started a movement to where we're gonna help people grow their own food, and we're gonna help people take care of their yards, right? Because I live in Detroit, I live in a big city. We don't have a lot of land per house here, especially where I live. Now you go out to the outskirts, West Bloom and Southfield and Ann Arbor, Rochester Hills, those places, they got bigger yards, they got more space to work with. But I feel like in the inner city, people are more connected because your neighbor is right next door. You can look outside your door, turn to your left, and a football toss, your neighbor will catch a football. You can't do that in, really big, mansions and estates and ranches and stuff like that. So the community is more tight knit. And some places not. In some cities, especially a city like mine, so sometimes you don't even know your neighbor. Sometimes you don't even know your neighbor. They can live right next door to you. You don't even know them. And so we wanted to break that cycle, man. We wanted to break that cycle. We wanted to get people outside more. We wanted to make the aesthetics of the city look better. So we started this movement, and we doing landscaping. We doing farming. We doing agriculture. We're learning botany, and pretty much aiming to make the city a more beautiful place, a more healthy place. We got people growing their own food in their own yards. A more beautiful place by doing landscaping in their yards and around the certain areas. Because certain areas around here, you got a block full of houses, but then you got 2 or 3 houses missing because somebody abandoned them, or they just got knocked down, or they got burnt. You know what I'm saying? Some hoods went up in flames in the '60s and never recovered, bro. And that's how it is in Detroit. It's a wild city, man. It's the wild, wild west for sure, because a lot of rules are broken, and um, it's kind of like nobody cares at the end of the day. I don't know. It's a wild place. I've been to certain cities in the United States. I've never been out the country besides Canada, but I've been in certain cities throughout the United States, and everybody move a little bit differently. And Detroit is one of those like wild, wild west type of places where you can break the rules and get away with it sometimes, but if you do too much, then you know what I'm saying. But we aiming to make Detroit a better place. It's where I'm from. It's what I know. It's what I love. It's what made me. And I feel like this is my purpose in life. And one of the talents I got is music. And also, I kind of feel like I'm a people person. So, just doing certain things that that I learned when I was raised, like doing the lawns, cutting the grass, You know what I'm saying? Cutting firewood even with the chainsaw. I learned that. Clear cutting with it when it get too bad. Just certain things like that. Me and the homies just started doing it for the community. And you know what I'm saying? We mixing our talents with it. We was making videos with it. We was making beats to the videos. We was adding other producers in it. And basically we just spreading love, spreading knowledge about how to do certain things. And it started working for us to where it was like, all right, maybe we don't need a job. Maybe we could just do what we love to do on top of some things that we don't really want to do, but the hood need it, your people need it. You know what I'm saying? Auntie might need their grass cut, or their neighbor, got kicked out and threw a bunch of trash out. Can you know come help us clean the neighborhood up type stuff. So we was just basically reaching out to community, getting gigs, getting paid for doing all these type of things. We start working with community leaders. I was at the at one of these community events down the street. It ended up being like 200 people coming. They got to play my music. Tapped in with the DJ, got some live performances. Just like different things that you can do with, you know, just stepping outside of yourself every now and then. Even though some people or a lot of people want to do this at home exclusively. They don't want to leave the house. They don't want to do no live performances. Okay, you can do that too. But I'm telling you, if you reach out and really connect with people, whether it's on the phone, you can do it through social media, you can do it live events. I see you trying to get monetized. She talking about getting monetized. You can do live events. You can do anything. Joe needs some milk. He watching Strain to be a hater right there. No, come on, bro. Big wavy. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is do the math and the science, right? Because it's everything is mathematical and scientific. If you break it down to the basics of what it is. So ChatGPT told us 2.6 hours per day is what regular consumers who just listen to music on a daily basis, that's how much time they giving their favorite artists. 2.6 hours. So we're gonna do the math and the science later on. We're gonna try to do the science too. We're gonna do the math first. Seeing how many fans you need for a certain amount of money per month. How much merch you need to sell for a certain amount of money. And pretty much that's all you need. That's all you need as a rapper. You need good music and you need good merch. Because they're gonna consume the music for free. They're gonna start off consuming the music for free. They're gonna listen on YouTube. And then the way you get paid from YouTube is you gotta have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I mean you gotta have either you got a bomb song that's getting played over and over again, or you got a variety of music that can get played, throughout the day from your fans, and then you'll start getting money from the ad revenue. Like if you got a whole song, most people's songs is either like 2 to 5 to 6 minutes, right? You can get one ad that played at the beginning and one ad that played at the end, right? If you got 100 songs and people is listening to your songs, you getting 200 ads. You getting $200, 200, whatever the CPM is, 200 ads playing on your videos. You could be living a life. You could be at the crib making dope music, people listening to it, and you just collecting ad money on YouTube and just be living a cool life. And then you can go be somebody like me. I'm not saying like I'm Michael Jordan or something, be like Mike, but I'm just saying like do music, but also do community stuff on the side too. You can start a landscaping company. You can start, you know what I'm saying? Oh, matter of fact, while I got y'all, let me show y'all something real quick. All right, so boom. This is one of the first plants I ever planted right? This is a mango. This is gonna end up being a mango tree. I've been taking care of this for about, I think about 8 or 9 months at this point. So it's almost a year old. It'll be a year old this summer, right? So boom. Now, it was a time where I was telling people like, look, we want to help people grow their own food. We want to help people grow their own food. And they would look at me like, okay, you about to help me. Have you grown your own food yet? And I was like, you know what? I haven't. So I had to start growing my own food. And this is the first plant that I actually planted myself. Because we've been eating fruits and veggies our whole lives, right? And our parents taught us, once you're done with the fruit, you just toss the seeds straight up in the garbage. Come to find out, we've been doing it wrong the whole time, yo. Every time we eat some fruit or some veggies, we're supposed to eat what we can and plant the rest. But this is how you start your journey. So, as you can see, my journey has started fairly recently. It's only been about 9 months, 9, 10 months, I say. Tops. I stopped counting actually. It's the first plant I planted that actually grew into something, and it was proof to me that if you really take the time and do what you say you was gonna do, then something will come out of it. So that's basically what happened here, and it's kind of like a testament to, just doing what I said I was gonna do. And we're gonna see how far we get. So DigiFarmers Inc. is just another part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about music. It's about helping the community. It's about helping your city. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about, standing on business, really. Because it take a lot to be a farmer, to be a musician, to be anything. Anything that you want to accomplish in life, it take a lot. You got to be full pledged, knee deep into what you do. What's up? Hold on. Be back. Yes, baby. All right, my bad, y'all. So basically, said all that to say this. We're gonna write a book for any musician who wants to be a musician at home and make it a sustainable business for you to keep up with on a daily basis, at least Monday through Friday, as to where it's like a full-time job. This is gonna be a book that you can read. You follow these certain steps, you follow the schedule, and you pretty much guaranteed to have a music career at home. It's very specific on how to get gigs,